Good day, ma'ams and sirs, and welcome to the Number 9 podcast with me, and wait for it, me and. He's sunshine and kisses. He's a bundle of hugs. He's the feeling a hippie gets once they've done all the drugs. He's delightful, insightful, he's beautiful, he's intelligent, he's poignant and relevant. His attire is elegant. He farts, and we all love the smell of it. His brain mass is astounding, and he's chiseled from stone. He has piles of wood chips surrounding his home, just from keeping chicks away with sticks, 'cause they won't leave him alone. He's not the heir to the throne. This motherfucker is bad to the bone. Out of love, girls try to kiss him. Out of fear, bugs try to squish him. When he's not near me, I miss him. Gangsters would never dare to diss him. They don't want war. They want to side with him. Chicks buy him beers. Dogs scratch his ears. Babies think he's adorable. Hating him is deplorable. David Carradine was jerking off to the thought of giving him a blowjay as he took his last breath, and Honeybuns wants him to autograph her fat breasts. Pat McAfee wants this man to fill up his asshole. He's really the one who took the shots at Dealey Plaza from the grass knoll. Now sit back and listen while I watch him sparkle and glisten. Hey, hopefully my true feelings revealed will retain us a number niner or two. I just hope one day people say that I remind them of you. Tommy fucking Washington, what's been up, man? How you doing?
These intros are getting fucking ridiculous.
What do you? That was so nice. You want me to be nicer?
They're getting fucking ridiculous. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, Jesus, this is out of control. I don't get it.
I love you, buddy.
Oh, I know. I love you like a fucking toothache. Not much, man. Just living the dream over here, you know? One day at a time.
True story.
It's been a long week. I'm pretty fucking tired.
I think we can agree tomorrow is a welcome day off.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited for next week because I get a 3-day weekend.
Do you really?
Yeah, because I have the wedding on Saturday, so I have to.
So you took like the day before. Oh, no, because you, okay. Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, because I'm going to work the following Saturday. And I'm off this Monday because, well, I have to be home because we can't open our school so kids can go to school. So I have to be home with my son on Mondays.
Yeah.
That's why I'm working so many fucking Saturdays. It's really fun.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. I voluntarily work Saturdays because it splits up my week.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, that's your problem, not mine. So normally we would go right into mail time, but we're going to take some advice from Andy, the driver, and do that later in this show. Actually, no, I lied. We're not going to do that. Nobody sent us in anything.
Who are you hoodwinking there? Like, I feel personally bamboozled, though I knew there was no mail.
Andy. I got a little excited and shot it right down.
In defense of a few people, there are a few people who sent me some feedback that I haven't yet sent to you because I haven't searched the super disgusting photos that I'm going to send with each email. So it's not that we don't have any. It's that Patrick is ill prepared as usual. And they will be on Thursday's episode.
Okay, that's fair.
So we're going to have some build up.
In better news, Pat did open up the Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram firing on all cylinders.
I think personally, it's a little weak right now, but you know, that's Pat's beast. We'll let him deal with it.
My plan is a picture a day and maybe a meme a day. So far, I've stuck to that.
We would have, well, no, because you didn't post anything today, but that's neither here nor there.
The day's not over. I gotta tell you, I got some memes that are like, if the shit that I say is offensive, these would not be safe for digestion. I don't know how far.
You know, you don't have to rhyme when you're just speaking, right?
I didn't say anything that rhymed.
Yes, you did.
Offensive and digestion?
Digestive.
I didn't say digestive.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I said safe for digestion.
It's close enough to a run.
1, Tommy needs a nap. 2, that didn't rhyme. Yeah, I don't know how far I want to push it, man. Can you get kicked off of the Instagram?
I doubt it. And if we can, who cares? We haven't been around that long anyway.
That's a good point.
But anyway, I think it's called, I'll tell you right now what our at Instagram is.
It's number 9 with Tommy podcast.
Yeah, like that's not a long name.
I'm sorry. Did you want something shorter? I guess I could have done number 9ers.
Said no girl ever to you because, well, it can't get any shorter.
Yeah. Normally it's like, are you in? Why don't I feel anything? Is this over?
What's going on here?
Yeah.
Why do you keep
That's why people don't
poking
give
me with
me.
that toothpick?
That's why people don't give me intros.
I'm looking at this Instagram right now. Who the fuck is this guy?
Nova Rockefeller and Tom McDonald.
Oh, that's Tom McDonald?
Yeah, it makes more sense now.
Yeah, that guy's a fucking hot mess, dude. I
That's
love
the
guy.
worst picture I've ever seen of Nova Rockefeller. She is a smoke show, and that picture makes her look like a really like a alien with a drug habit.
Yeah, she is. I mean, she's fairly attractive. Tom McDonald, though, I don't know what the fuck this guy. I like him, man, but why? Like, I don't understand the tattoos on the face.
So he started out as a pro wrestler. So like appearance, kind of the more extreme, the more acceptable. And then, I mean, you can only have a couple choices after doing what
Is
he
that
did to
true
his
though?
face.
I mean, if you look at the greats of all time, Stone Cold, no tattoos.
Stone Cold sprayed beer from a beer truck.
Yeah,
man.
he didn't look crazy.
I mean,
This guy looks crazy. Him and Post Malone are like brothers.
that's fucked up.
What was him?
He's just got a lot of tattoos, man. I'm not down with
I don't
face tattoos
understand
myself.
the face tattoos, man. That and hand tattoos, dude. I don't get it.
I'm fine with hand tattoos, depending on the field that you're in. Like tattoo artists, if you want to have hand tattoos, even I don't know, if you're not in like a super professional setting, who gives a shit if you put tattoos on your hands?
Is that Brad Pitt going ham at the
It sure looks like him.
Ole Miss game?
Oh,
Here's Owen. Yeah, dude. What's up with his grill, bro? I mean, come on, dude. I don't know, man. I like Tom McDonald, but he's a little crazy.
well, I think anybody who has that level, like his level.
Did he drop a new song today?
Not a new song. He dropped a video for Gravestones, and it wasn't today. It was yesterday. He always drops on.
New intro for movie reviews. Pat, what movie did you have to watch?
I had to watch The Accountant.
Oh, what a great movie. You want to start with your review of that?
I am happy to do my review. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. So, IMDb gives it a 7.3.
That's super low.
Starring Ben Affleck, Anna Kendrick, John Lithgow, the dude from Third Rock from the Sun, and J.K. Simmons. Not that I was trying to place, he's in everything. I can't place a single thing that he's in, if that makes sense. But you would know him if you saw him.
Yeah, it's the brother, right?
No, killer cast. It's in that movie. Holy cow! It's been like 3 days, so now I don't remember. Oof, I got nothing. I can't tell you what his role was. Sorry. Yeah.
Real helpful, Pat. Real helpful
my bad,
with
man. My bad.
deciding on who that is.
What's funny is I can see him talking. Like I know what he was
That's
doing.
what I'm saying. I think it was his brother.
No, I'll show you the guy, and it'll make sense.
And then when I tell you it's his brother, you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, it was his brother."
No, it's definitely not his brother.
Then who played his brother?
IMDb.
Oh, that guy. He's in some TV show that I know is very. Oh, he's in the State Farm commercials.
He is in the State Farm commercials.
Yes,
That's true.
he's in
too.
the State Farm commercials.
Proving that he's successful.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, look at Aaron Rodgers. He's in the. Oh, it's not State Farm. He's on the State Farm commercials. He's
Allstate.
in the Farmers.
Farmers. Yep. Dun, 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 dun. So, anyways, my review. Super solid action kind of thriller, I would say is more appropriate, with a good twist or two. Affleck being one of my personal favorites from a long line of amazing movies. I love the Jersey Shore movies, not to be confused with like Pauly D. Jersey Shore, Kevin Smith movies, Jay and Silent Bob. Ben Affleck is in all of those movies with Matt Damon, Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes, Jason Lee, all those dudes. Anyways, also like Good Will Hunting. Come on. Well,
He
The
didn't play
Town.
Yeah, The Town.
Reindeer Games. Dude,
I've never
Affleck
seen
was the
Reindeer
bomb in
Games.
Phantoms. Affleck is a fucking top tier actor to me, and he gets shit on a lot. I love Affleck.
The Town is such a good movie.
That's a fantastic movie. Anyway, so he plays like a moderate to severely autistic person who's a chicken McNasty at math, which he uses like to stay connected with some like low life kind of people, like top tier bad guys around the world. He's their accountant that he crunches numbers. That's not really what he does. He's an assassin. He's a straight up killer. So
Yeah.
it's a little
He's a straight up G.
yeah, he's pretty badass. I think the movie is something that anybody could enjoy. I think it deserved a little higher rating, but it's 2.5 hours long, which makes me a bigger fan of it than like the next person. I love long, drawn out movies.
I don't think it was drawn out at all. Like, I don't think there's any part of that movie that you could have taken out that wouldn't have affected the outcome of the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. It's good. I liked the way it ended.
You understand how it ends, right?
Yeah. What do you mean?
You get the ending, right?
I do. I don't know why you think I missed something.
Well, not everybody gets it.
Okay. If you're planning on doing a spoiler on the show, I'm out. Don't do it.
What's spoil? The movie's fucking 5 years old, dude.
Okay.
It's old.
But we're recommending that people go watch it.
If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
All right, there you go. No need to talk any further about that. Your movie review, sir.
I think you missed something.
I don't think I did.
I think you did.
I don't think I did. Are you going to do what my drunken brother did and explain to me what I Hope You Dance was really about? And it wasn't really about feeling small when you stand beside the ocean?
I've never seen I Hope You Dance.
That's a metaphor. What scene? It's a song. And yes, you have heard the song.
Oh, the Garth Brooks song?
No, that's the dance.
What a great song that is.
Oh my God.
You don't like that song?
It's an amazing song. That's beside the point. You're a fucking asshole, dude. I'm gonna play this. And
the computer, you get it, right?
Oh, I'm a fucking dum-dum.
The voice, you get it, right?
I don't even know what you're talking about right now because I'm looking up I Hope You Dance.
We're not gonna. Oh, hold on. First off, we're not gonna. No, stop. The fuck's wrong with you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you remember the song now?
Yes, but why would you play it on there when we could stream it into the fucking thing and hope that people hear it through your fucking microphone?
Because nobody else needed an explanation of what I Hope You Fucking Dance is.
I have no idea. I thought it was about the ocean. I don't know. I haven't heard, first off, I don't listen to that kind of music, so.
Country music?
That type of country music, I'm out.
Leanne Womack is a 90s country artist.
Yeah, I didn't listen to countries in the 90s.
You dumb fuck. The last thing you said was a Garth Brooks song. When was Garth Brooks making country music?
The dance, I think, is from the 80s.
In defense of the dance, it was made the 80s, the late 80s, and that was Garth Brooks. That's how he became famous. And then fucking ruled the 90s.
Yeah, I didn't listen to Leanne Womack.
There's no way you could have avoided that fucking song.
I've heard the song.
No shit. Everybody's heard the song.
Why
they
does
also
somebody
didn't
have
need me
to-
to play it, so they would know what the fuck I was talking about.
Okay.
Have we not moved on to your movie review yet?
I want to, because Pat, I didn't watch the movie, but
I'm sorry?
I told you I wasn't going to watch it.
You also told me that you did watch it.
Well, it's
you
'cause-
actually specifically cited scenes that you liked more. You read the Cliff Notes, didn't you? You son of a bitch.
There's Cliff Notes on a movie?
I'm sure there is.
Do you understand the end of the accountant? The computer and the voice.
Tom, did you watch your fucking movie?
I didn't ruin anything there. I need you to answer that question.
Yeah. I liked the movie. I get how it ends. Did you watch your fucking
Do you
movie?
think they're going to make a spin-off? Or a spin-off or a sequel, if you will.
To Brokeback Mountain?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Did you not watch the movie? Because you very clearly told me that you watched the movie days ago. You actually said, hey, I just finished watching the movie. I need clean socks. I don't know what that meant. I just know, like, maybe it took a long time, so your socks were stinky.
I did not say that.
You very clearly.
I did not text you that at all. You asked me, I believe yesterday or the day before, if I had watched it, or maybe it was today. And I said, "Oh yeah, I watched it."
Yeah. Then I said something to the effect of, what was your favorite part? You told me what your favorite parts were. You also told me what your least favorite parts were. I said, what was your favorite part? And you said,
I did watch the trailer.
you move on. We're done with this segment, you piece of shit.
Pat, I'm a man of my word, and all I'd say is I am 100% dedicated to this podcast, and the fact that you made me watch that fucking movie, you should go straight to hell.
I don't understand. If you're a man of your word and you said you didn't watch the movie but you did, or if you told me you did watch the movie but you didn't, either way, you got to be a fucking
Okay,
liar.
Mr. Literal. Mr. Literal.
So you did, in fact, watch the movie.
Yes, I did.
And masturbate. Oh, you said yes, I did. You said yes, I did. You masturbated while you watched the movie.
My wife and I had sex afterwards.
You were all turned on, huh?
No.
Yeah.
Pat, again, out of the two people sitting in this room, only one of them has asked to have a penis put in their mouth.
One time. Well, let me ask you.
That's one more time than I've ever done it.
I have a serious question for you. Which one of them, like, was it Jake Gyllenhaal or Heath Ledger, turned you on the most?
Neither.
I'm so confused. But when this movie was over, you just instinctively flocked to intercourse with your wife.
Me and my wife tend to have intercourse most nights.
Okay.
She's going to be really upset for me saying that on the podcast.
Why? You have a healthy sex life. What's wrong with that?
Shit happens. Anyway, it happened to these two.
Classic.
Yeah, the movie's 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Holy shit, really?
Yes.
Oof.
Extremely long.
That must have been a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it was. The trailer is much better. What's so funny, Pat?
Pain in the ass.
Do you think it's funny how homosexuals have sex?
No, I don't think it's funny how they have sex. That was a good comment, though.
The trailer for the movie makes the movie look a lot better than it is.
I mean, that's kind of the job.
The movie was okay. I would never watch it again. I'll leave it there. It's about two guys in the 60s that are homosexuals. They meet on Brokeback Mountain, doing some work. They're herding sheep.
Wait, that's an actual place?
In the movie, I have no idea if it's a real place.
Oh, no, yeah, I didn't get that. That's okay. Go ahead.
That's where they meet. They herd sheep on this mountain called Brokeback Mountain, and very subtly, one of them gets drunk one night, and they start like pretty much one guy rapes the other one, but he didn't really rape him because he wanted it, So they spend the summer together, and then they go back to their normal lives. Don't talk to each other for years. Then one of them sends the other one a postcard. They get together. At this point, they're both married and have kids. My favorite part in the movie was when Heath Ledger's wife catches him making out with the other guy, and she doesn't say anything to him for years, to the point where they get divorced. So now, once they meet up again years later, now they, every few months or every year or whatever, they start
little rendezvous.
Yeah, they go up to Brokeback Mountain together.
Oh, they go back to the original place. That's cute.
Yeah, it's cute. And the Spider-Man character is always trying to...
I don't know. Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was in Spider-Man.
I'm pretty sure he played Spider-Man.
I just know Tobey Maguire did.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. October Sky Guy. He's from October Sky, right?
Okay.
You've never seen October Sky?
No, I don't like Jake or Maggie Gyllenhaal. That's a true story.
I don't know who Maggie Gyllenhaal is.
You do. She's from
You say that I did, Pat. You say
I'm going to tell you who she is, and you'll fucking know.
You say this with customers at work. You know who it is. I have no idea.
In the Batman movie where Harvey Dent becomes Two-Face, she's the girl.
Never seen it. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm fighting tears.
Mister, I don't like superhero movies.
Go ahead. Why don't I like superhero movies?
I don't know. You say that all the time.
Super unrealistic. Which superhero is the most realistic superhero of all time?
Superman?
Batman. Nothing that happens in Batman is really
For a guy
too far.
who says he doesn't like superhero movies, why do you have them tattooed all over yourself?
I don't have superhero movies tattooed all over myself.
You have fucking Superman, the Hulk.
Oh, those are superhero movie characters.
You're a fucking asshole, and you fucking knew what I meant.
Yeah, I totally did.
Yeah, and you got. Oh my god, you're so
no,
irritating.
man, the tattoos are a representation of my family. Fuck off. I've never read a comic book.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me. Anyway, listen. First off, if anything, the horror movie characters is a representation of your family.
I'm going to tell them why you said that.
I'm fine with that.
Good.
Most of them would probably agree.
Fair.
Okay.
I would say 99% of them.
Your mother is fucking Freddy Krueger.
Why is that?
Because she's super mean.
Because she belongs in everybody's dreams? Because she's so sweet and angelic?
I've never seen Freddy Krueger, so I have no idea. Friday the 13th, whatever the fuck.
Oh my god! Stop!
Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street. That's what it is.
You piece of shit.
Anyway, listen. So back to my movie review. This, I think at the end. So my favorite part's that part because she doesn't say anything to him, which had to take a lot of balls, and then continues to sleep with him. But eventually, they get divorced.
Sure.
And she was working at a supermarket at the time, and she marries who I assume is the owner of the supermarket, or he was the manager, one or the other. But they still invite him over for like Thanksgiving dinner and stuff, and he's there for Thanksgiving dinner, helping with the dishes or whatever. And she finally said something to him about it, and he like snaps, and it was like, "Don't fuck!" And he storms out of the house, and this is a big fucking ordeal.
Like out of fear that his children will find out about this?
His fear was because like he says something to the other guy. That's because the other guy's trying to like make him like, let's run away together, we'll build a cabin somewhere and we'll just live together. And he goes, yeah, people like that get killed, and that's what's going to happen if we do that. Like, I don't want to die.
So he's afraid of being publicly gay because this takes place in the 60s.
Yes. And back then you got beat.
I gotta tell you, your movie review, despite your opinion, makes this movie seem pretty good.
Okay. It's just my opinion. I wasn't into the movie. I think it's a great story. I didn't like the movie.
So it's a great story, and you have Heath Ledger as a leading character. I didn't say it's a great
story. I said it's a good story.
You literally just said, I think it's a great story.
Did I?
Yeah.
I meant good story.
Okay. Oh my God. So you have a good story. Good to great, somewhere in that field. And
it's okay.
You have Heath Ledger as the leading character.
I don't care about the characters.
Well, but okay, so what are you looking for in a movie other than a good story and great?
I don't care about the actors. When you say Heath, like I don't know if you have a man crush on Heath Ledger or something, but you've been pouncing on Heath Ledger the entire time since you told me to watch Brokeback Mountain.
He's an amazing actor.
I guess.
Dude, I'll watch A Knight's Tale back to back just to watch Heath Ledger.
A Knight's Tale was a good movie, but what I'm saying is that
he was in 10 Things I Hate About You too.
Yes,
right?
he was.
Yeah.
He was the boy, the guy that like that was when he was real young.
Yeah.
But anyway, the people who played the acting that doesn't make it an impression on me whether or not it's a good or bad movie. That doesn't matter. What I'm saying is it's a good story. I didn't think the movie was great. I didn't think the movie was good. It was
All right. I just want to...
It was very slow, drawn out. You would love it.
I think we're getting to the bottom of why you and I don't agree on movies. So you don't care about the story because it was a good story. So that doesn't matter. And you don't care about the acting. So what are you looking... I do care about the acting. You just said you didn't.
I don't care about the actors. I'm
talking about the job that the actors do. Heath Ledger consistently performed at a top tier level. And you're like, I don't care about that.
I don't care that it's Heath Ledger. Like, you keep...
Well, you can swap him out. Okay, so if it was fucking Tom Cruise, would you have been happier?
It would have made a difference in the movie.
Okay, so that's my point. So it doesn't matter how well the person acts. So what are you looking for in a movie?
Something that I can relate to, Pat.
Okay.
I can't relate to getting in a tent with another man and wanting to have sex with him.
Can you relate to needing to hide a relationship for fear of what other people may think?
No.
Bullshit.
What relationship?
How long were you dating your wife before you guys told anybody?
Before I told anybody?
Before you went public?
Not very long. I was very open. The only in it, like we were dating for like 2 weeks before I told my mom, and I mean officially dating.
So how long were you unofficially dating?
Like how long were we going out to get drinks together and talking?
Yeah.
Maybe a month.
And if there were anybody else that you were unofficially dating for a month consistently, would you have hidden it from your mom?
I typically didn't tell my mom who I was dating.
Really? You strike me as very open with your mom.
I am if she asked. Like I don't like. I typically like when I was seeing the girl that we saw at Walmart. I was like, "Oh, hey, mom."
I would have told fucking anybody about that chick.
Yeah, I don't hide my relationships from people.
I'm not gonna kid you. She made Honey Buns look like an 8 or a 9.
To be fair, I mean, I was sleeping with a married woman at one point, and I didn't hide that.
All right.
Like, it is what it is.
I find it difficult for you to say that you can't relate to anything in this fucking movie.
I'm sure there's small little parts I could relate to, but what I'm saying is, like, the reason that's my favorite part of the movie is because I feel bad for the wife. Like, that's horrible.
Yeah, like that had you emotionally involved.
Yeah, that she has to not say, like me. I would have said something like, "Dude, what the fuck you doing? You're kissing a dude." And then, you know, if she truly loved him and wanted him to be happy, maybe she's like, "Okay,
yeah, it's not
I'll help you hide your secret."
Right, it's not like you can go do this without my protection because it's the 60s. Yeah. So you kind of have to do it under my roof.
So anyway, his little boy toy there, Heath Ledger's boy toy, keeps saying that he wants to be more open or whatever, and he ends up getting killed, beat to death. So
Spoiler alert.
Listen, the movie's fucking 15 years old, dude. If you haven't seen it, oh well. If you haven't seen it yet, you haven't. You have a reason why you haven't seen it. You didn't want to watch it. I was forced to watch it.
I just don't get why you do it.
I just don't get why you care.
I don't know, man. I like to think that when people listen to a movie review, we do a good enough job to make them make a decision as to whether or not they want to watch it. I'm not gonna lie. While you were reviewing that movie, I wanted to go watch it. I'll tell you what I will never do in a million years.
What's that?
I know how it ends. I will not watch it.
That's not true.
It is true.
It's not true.
Oh, it's 100% true. You can recommend it. You can.
Listen,
say I have to watch it 100 times over. I will. You've already spoiled the ending.
I didn't spoil the ending.
That ship has sailed.
That's not how it ends.
Really?
Yeah.
How does it end for Jake Gyllenhaal?
That's not how the movie ends.
How much time is left after that scene?
A half an hour.
You're full of shit.
I'm not full of shit.
I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna find the answer.
Okay.
How does it end for Heath Ledger?
I'm not going to ruin that part for you, Pat.
You don't have to worry about me seeing it because you have effectively spoiled the movie.
Pat, I know that you haven't seen the movie.
How do you figure?
You told me you have never seen it.
That's unfortunate.
Is it? I can tell you on our next movie review, you will have seen it.
I doubt that. I may have read the Cliff Notes. I already know how it ends, Tom.
You don't know how it ends?
Yeah. Jake Gyllenhaal dies.
Okay.
He gets beat to death. I'm assuming just for being gay.
There's more to the story than that.
Of course there is.
A tire blows up in his face.
Like clothing? A tire?
No, a tire. Like a tire.
Interesting.
Round black tire.
A tire blows up in his face. Oh, you have piqued my curiosity on that part.
Yes. Anyway, so all in all, I'd give it a 1.3.
Oh my god!
I wouldn't recommend watching it. I was right about it the whole time. It's not worth the watch. Our friend Griff is fucking high on crack for saying it's a good movie.
Just to be clear,
I think when that movie came out, now the movie came out in 2005, right? So I was thinking about it while I was watching it. Like, why was this such a big phenomenon? And I think in the early 2000s, being gay was more acceptable. It was starting to become more acceptable.
Thank you for correcting that.
Yeah. It was starting to become more acceptable, and so I just think people really, like, they made that movie.
Well, I think that's not the only thing that was growing in popularity. I use the term popularity. You understand what I mean. Gay culture was growing popularity. On top of that,
more people were becoming open about being gay.
Cowboys were growing, and like country music was growing. Like, you know, you just got off like the wave of that just fucking phenomenal 90s country, and you were headed into country being like the thing, because now, like, I mean, there are droves of people who want to listen to country music.
Yes.
But on top of that, I know you don't agree with this, but it had a fucking all-star cast, and some people do care that it's Heath
They're
Ledger and
the
Jake
only
Gyllenhaal.
two characters in the entire movie that are notable, like, actors.
Well, they're the two main characters, right?
Yeah, but usually, like, the accountant had all sorts of stars in it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And it, like, so it didn't have an
So
all-star
you
cast.
didn't recognize Heath Ledger's wife?
No.
I don't know who it is, but I just assumed it was somebody famous.
I recognized Jake Gyllenhaal's wife, but I don't know from where. Like, she just has a familiar face. Like, she's not an all-star actress.
You know how actors and actresses do like they'll do a big budget Hollywood fucking movie, but then oftentimes right after that, they'll do like an art movie. You know, it's not going to make trillions of dollars, but it's to kind of flex their acting chops.
Sure.
You think if the story or the money was right, Jake Gyllenhaal and Maggie Gyllenhaal would be in a movie together as love interests?
What, are they brother and sister?
They are.
Probably not.
It'd be fucking weird.
That's fucking disgusting. The fact that came in your brain, dude.
Listen.
You got fucking problems, dude. There's something seriously fucking wrong with you.
You're the Twitter guy. Can you tweet both of them and see if that's something they'd be open to?
I will.
I appreciate that. Please do. I'd like to see what their response is.
No, you're out of control. Anyway, they're probably not going to answer, but I'll try.
But if they do, we're going to get a lot of retweets.
Probably. So yeah, that's my movie review on that. I want to go watch it. If you haven't seen it, it's not worth it. Read the cliff notes. Watch the trailer.
I don't understand why you have a plan to recommend this movie to me on the podcast after rating it a 1.3. Now, historically, you pick the just shittiest movies possible for me. Now you've given this movie a 1.3. You've recommended that people not go watch it, and your plan is to have me go watch it?
Because you made me watch it, Pat.
I thought you would enjoy it. I'm being honest.
Why?
Listen, your review
why
of the
did
movie,
you think I would enjoy that?
Your review of the movie.
Why did you think I would enjoy that?
Because you're big into Western.
I'm not big. I didn't like Young Guns as much as you think I did.
You loved Young Guns.
No,
Let's start there. That is our starting point.
There's something fucking wrong. You will love it because you actually love Young Guns.
Young Guns was one of the greatest movies ever made.
By the way, they are the furthest thing from real cowboys ever. All they do is herd fucking sheep.
In Young Guns?
No, in the movie. Like that's the most.
They don't hurt any sheep in that movie. Oh, so I don't understand. What do you think a fucking cowboy does?
I get it, man, but it's not like a Western, like what you think, like
they're not
shooters.
Gunslinging, yeah.
Yeah, they're not real cowboys. I mean, they're real cowboys, but they're not real cowboys, like movie cowboys. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They're not badasses.
I didn't fucking know that. Listen.
You don't know because you haven't seen it, so I think you should watch it.
I'll gladly watch the fucking movie. Here's the thing. If the movie's as bad as you say it is, and you've recommended yet another fucking bad, because the only good movie that's come out of you recommending anything was when Paul Walker recommended a movie and you didn't.
You were saying I recommended The Accountant.
Oh, and The Accountant. Okay, good call, good call. You also recommended the sequel to what Paul Walker had already recommended.
Paul Walker did not recommend that fucking movie, and we can go back and play the tape. We all said, you haven't seen John Wick, and then immediately, yes, he recommended it, but I recommended it as well. You can't just, we didn't know that you hadn't seen John Wick. Well, I don't know what fucking rock you're living under where you haven't seen John Wick.
He said, having never seen The Godfather.
Again, Pat, it's not like it was made yesterday. John Wick has been made in the last 5 years. The Godfather was made in the fucking 70s.
It was an amazing movie.
It was okay.
I understand. So, have you seen A Christmas Story?
Yes. How the fuck have you not seen A Christmas Story? It plays all day on TBS, on like 4 different channels on Christmas.
I have seen A Christmas Story.
Why would you ask me that?
Because The Godfather also plays in a pretty heavy rotation year-round. So your argument was...
On channels that I don't watch.
Your argument was,
I haven't
seen Godfather because it's old, but you've seen A Christmas Story.
On channels that I don't watch. I watch TBS all the time.
You've seen A Christmas Story, which is very old. I bet there's lots of movies that you've seen that are very old.
There are not lots of movies I've seen that are very old. Pretty much every movie you recommended for me was between 1970 and 1990. With the exception of Brokeback Mountain.
When was that made? Oh, 05.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go through the movies that I've recommended for you. I feel like there's at least Lucky Number 11 wasn't in that range. Not even close.
2006.
What other movies have I recommended to you? Fire away.
Transporter, not fucking the other one there.
Transporter? Who's in it?
The fucking movie you made, the fucking movie about the daughter and the fucking vacation and
Taken?
There you go.
That's way so really.
That was like 2003 or something like that. 2004.
Okay, so that's also not before you said
1970 to 2005, 2006.
Okay, that's a very fucking big window. I'd like to start there. And 2, most of the movies that you've recommended for me are from the 80s.
How about a movie in this decade, Pat? Motherfucker.
That's an alarm.
Dude, if you could just move, we record pretty much at the same time on the same days.
That's not true.
Just
we're starting to get into a rhythm of that. Yes.
Just move the fucking alarms.
Historically speaking, not exactly accurate. I got to tell you. So the next movie I have for you is an older one, but if you looked at my list, I have lots of newer ones as well.
You have no idea what's on that list that I've seen. We should just go over the list, and I'll tell you what I've seen and what I haven't seen.
Ooh, I'll tell you what. I will do that. And well, there's so many good movies on this list, man. Yeah, I also lied. Most of them are actually older. Now that I read the list, there's really there's nothing new on this list.
Fantastic.
There's not a movie made in the last 10 years. I'm going to say 15 years. There's not a 15-year young movie on this list. Yeah, pretty much.
Realize.
To be fair, you're way behind, man. Had you stayed relevant and current with your fucking movie affairs.
Relevant and current. Sorry, Pat. I was busy raising a child and working 3 jobs. We just had this talk today with Paul Walker about...
That kid was not born 15 years ago.
Huh? My kid?
Yeah.
No, he was born 12 years ago.
Okay, so you're saying that these movies that you didn't see from 20 years ago are because you had a son that you were raising?
I didn't have time to watch them, Pat. I was too busy working and going to school.
20 years ago?
When?
What? Hold on. See, you got to pick a new excuse.
What do you mean?
High school people don't watch movies because they're going to school?
Pat, when I was 15 years old, I started working.
Me too.
Okay.
2 jobs.
Yep. Went to school full time, worked full time.
Yep.
When the fuck did I have time to watch movies?
I watch them all the time.
Well, I'm glad that you had time to do that.
It was wonderful.
Had homework to do. I had work to do, Pat.
Tom, homework's a myth. That's not a real thing. You just don't do it. And when they say you need to do your homework... That
explains why you're so fucking stupid.
Am I?
Yeah.
All right. I guess that's why. It was the homework.
Yeah, because you weren't doing your homework. I don't know how the fuck you passed.
You nailed it.
Anyway, what are these movies? Come on.
Fuck.
Hurry up. Let's do these.
I'm going to write you another very nice intro.
I hope you do.
It's going to be about how smart you are.
Okay.
All right. I got... So there's actually some of these you've never even heard of.
I'm sure there is.
The Life of David Gale.
Okay.
That is with...
I don't care who's in them.
Oh, that's right. JFK. That's about the president. The Hurricane.
I've seen that.
Have you really?
Yeah, the boxing movie with Denzel Washington?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take that off my list. Hold on. Reuben Carter was his name. Team America. That's a war movie. South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut. That's a movie about elementary school kids. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, Dream Warriors, which will be your assignment since you've never seen a Nightmare on Elm Street. Dream Warriors specifically is...
I'm not watching any Nightmare on Elm Street.
Dream Warriors specifically is the best Nightmare on Elm Street movie because the kids, so obviously Freddy goes after like high school kids, in their dreams, they have powers that they wish they had in real life. So it's really cool because, you know, like the giant bulked up dude gets to be incredibly strong in his dreams, and like the girl who's a cheerleader in high school gets to be a crazy gymnast, like almost what's that? I'm gonna say it wrong. The people in Vegas that do all the crazy acrobat shit. Those people.
Cirque du Soleil?
Yeah. So they have like superpowers in their dreams.
Yeah, I'm not watching that, so you better pick another movie on this list. I'll watch JFK.
I don't understand, Tom. Why won't you watch Nightmare on Elm Street?
I'm not a big horror movie person.
This is more of a comedy. Freddy, have you ever?
I don't think it's a comedy, Pat. and
Freddy's
I'm not-
fucking hysterical. I'm not making that up. Freddy is funny.
Pat, if you keep saying that fucked up shit's funny, I'm going to tell a story on the podcast that you're not going to want out there.
There's a great set of boobies in Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Okay, that's great. I'm not watching it.
Perfect.
Keep it moving.
Chasing Amy. That really?
Yeah.
I am shocked by that. Did you like Chasing Amy?
It was okay. It was so long ago. I remember pieces of it. Right?
Do you remember
like
what it's about?
Yeah, it's about them chasing Amy.
You've never seen this movie, have you?
Yes, I have, dude. It's about them chasing this fucking girl that they went to school with.
So you've never seen this movie?
That's what it's with fucking Jay and Silent Bob,
Jay and Silent Bob are in the movie for about 3 minutes.
Yep, Ben Affleck's in it.
Yeah, he's the main character.
They make comic book the other guy that's in fucking
Jason Lee.
Yeah, that guy's in it.
My Name is Earl.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Joey Lauren Adams. The
Yeah.
girl is Joey Lauren Adams. Yeah, she's a lesbian, and Ben Affleck falls in love with her.
Yes, that's
there
what
you
it is.
go.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to take that off the list, though. I really think you should brush up on that one and watch it again for your own amusement.
Okay.
Orgasmo. Now, Orgasmo is Matt Stone and Trey Parker, very, very young, and it's fucking phenomenal. Cruel Intentions.
See,
Did you enjoy Cruel Intentions?
I saw it when I was like a fucking kid, man. That was a long time ago.
Cruel Intentions is me one of the best movies ever made. It's an unpopular opinion. Not many people.
That's
agree
where the
with that
stepbrother and sister try and fuck each other or something like that.
one. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Ryan Phillippe. Yeah, and they don't try to fuck each other. He is tempted by her for sure, and she like uses him as a pawn.
Yeah,
and
she's a
she
fucking
has
cunt.
him break Reese Witherspoon's little heart.
Yeah.
He falls in love with Reese Witherspoon. Selma Blair's in it. Sean Patrick Thomas is in
All
it.
right,
That
man,
was
we
just
don't need the whole fucking.
that's a
Cliff Notes.
good shit, man. Dogma.
Yeah, come on.
I don't understand. Why is it obvious that you've seen Dogma?
How is it not? Who hasn't seen Dogma?
I don't know. Godfather. Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. Godfather.
I'm not watching that either.
What?
I'm
Why?
not into Taekwondo and whatever else he does. I'm not into that.
Jeet Kune Do. It's just a movie. It's not about Jeet Kune Do. It's about a man.
Okay.
Miracle.
The hockey movie?
Yeah,
About the
1980s Olympic hockey
Yeah, I've
team.
seen it.
Okay. Did you like that one?
Yes.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Mystery Alaska?
About the dog sled team?
No.
What's it about?
Hockey.
Really?
You've never seen it?
No.
That's your fucking assignment.
I thought I had to watch Brokeback Mountain.
No, you have to watch it. Mystery Alaska. Write it down. That's a fucking fire movie.
Yeah,
Russell
you're going to have
Crowe's
to
in
text
it.
that to me.
Fucking fire.
The Last Boy Scout.
I don't know.
So The Last Boy Scout, one, I fucking know you'll absolutely thoroughly love. It was like the original action comedy. It was Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans, and it's fucking hysterical, and they blow a bunch of shit up. Really, really good.
Cool.
And Bulletproof
Yes, I've seen Bulletproof.
with Adam
Adam
Sandler and Damon
Sandler.
Wayans. Okay.
Yeah.
That's my list right now. I had thought of a couple throughout the day, and I kept saying I'll open my phone and put them in. I didn't do it. I don't remember what they were. So I'm really leaning towards Nightmare on Elm Street 4 Dream Warriors. Here's the thing: if you
I'm
need
not
me
watching
to,
it.
if you need me to, I will sit next to you and hold
It
your
has
hand.
nothing to do with that, Pat, dude. I don't like horror movies. Listen, man, you asked me to watch Brokeback Mountain, and I said I wasn't going to watch it, and I fucking watched it.
It's true.
I am not watching Nightmare on Elm Street.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I'm not watching it.
That's not a horror movie.
I know what it's about, Pat. I'm not watching it.
Leatherface.
How is that not a horror movie, dude? It's about a fucking guy running around killing people with chainsaws.
It's more of a thriller.
You're a fucking meatball.
Not
You're
for real, man.
You probably like Jeepers Creepers and shit, too.
Nah, Jeepers Creepers, not my favorite. Now, there were good parts to Jeepers Creepers. The sequels were all garbage. The original wasn't the worst movie in the world. What about Saw? Are you into those? Because those are
I've
like
seen
super
most of them.
twisted. But you're fine with those.
Yeah, I want to watch them again. I have no interest in them.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Like the one where the fucking girl falls into the needle. Yeah, like I'm not. That's fucking gross. I'm not a real gory person, Pat. I don't like blood. Like even like Blade and shit. Like I wasn't really into it because of all like the blood and fucking. Yeah.
So do you just not like Tarantino? What about Django Unchained?
I like that because it's not the same. Like, you know, like it's not like him blowing shit up, like blowing people up. That's funny. But when
Freddy does it, it's not funny.
he doesn't actually blow people up,
You've never seen any of them. He does.
like,
I mean, not him directly, but like people blow up in those movies.
like they stick a stick of dynamite in them and they blow up.
They actually, so because Freddy is dangerous in your dreams, several of them end with them pulling Freddy out of their dream, like waking up with Freddy in their arms, and then one of them, yes, they blow him the fuck up in the real world so that he dies in their dreams. It's a unique look you have on your face. It's almost like you just smelled a fart.
What's funny is that you say that you don't like unrealistic movies, and you think Freddy Krueger is realistic.
I started watching Nightmare on Elm Street when I was like 5. That shit was realistic. Trust me. I had a recurring nightmare of my whole. So we were in the house that I was born in, right? Freddy comes through the living room window. Like I remember this like it's yesterday. I had this dream so many fucking times, and Freddy comes in through the living room window, and the whole family makes a beeline for the door. All of us are in the dream. The whole family. The last one to get through the door is Steven, and he shuts the door and it's locked, and I'm trapped in the house with Freddy. And I used to wake up fucking furious with Steven, just mad at him for no reason. Like he did nothing wrong, but in the dream, he always fucking locked me in the house. That's a true story. Freddy was real as fuck when I was a kid.
What am I watching?
Oh, okay. So I got to pick one of those. Let's see. I'm going to go with. When are you going to watch it? I'm trying to figure out if it's something I want to watch with you.
We should watch 1917. Have you seen that yet?
That wasn't on my list.
Yeah, no, but have you? It's relevant. It's new.
Oh, you said you watched Dogma. I got to take that off my list. You know what you get? I'm going to do this is a favor because first off, all the movies I've recommended to you, I thought you would enjoy. Except for Brokeback Mountain, which I thought you might enjoy. The Last Boy Scout. And you're welcome in advance. You're going to fucking love that movie.
Oh, it sucks.
There's a why did
You're going to love Mystery Alaska. We should watch that together.
There's a why did the chicken cross the road joke in The Last Boy Scout. Text me after you pass that scene. It's the best why did the chicken cross the road joke in the history of why did the chicken cross the road jokes.
Okay.
All right.
So, the recap here.
Mystery Alaska.
Mystery Alaska. I'm going to watch The Last Boy Scout. Don't watch Brokeback Mountain. And go watch The Accountant. It's a great movie.
The Accountant's good shit.
I liked it. I hope they come out with a sequel. Would you rathers? Pat, you want to start them off over there since they're all yours?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't come up with them, but I did search them out. All right, so let's start with Would You Rather. There's going to be a little, I'm going to have to mix some funny ones in. I'm going to have to go to a second source here. But I'm going to start with, would you rather be able to live in the past or in the future?
Any time frame in the past?
It seems to be fairly open-ended, yes.
I don't know. How about you?
Almost defeats the purpose of playing the game.
I'm trying to think here, man. I'm trying to think.
I'm going to say the past because I think the 50s and the 60s were the greatest time that will ever take place on the planet. On the same token, I would go past to see
they might
dinosaurs.
be the best times that we've had on the planet so far, but how do you know it's not going to get better in the future?
I see a steady decline in humanity.
Hopefully in the future there's less people.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the future about 1,000 years.
1,000, huh? Do you think the world will still be here in 1,000 years?
The Earth?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I would also choose...
Where the fuck is Earth going?
I mean, I don't know. Asteroids, the sun,
I mean, even if an asteroid
nuclear
hits,
war.
I mean, even if an asteroid hits, the Earth isn't going to go anywhere. It'll still be here.
And what if it's a big asteroid and it just destroys the Earth? What if fucking aliens invade and destroy the Earth?
Well,
Just
you
like
have to
with
believe
one
in
little
aliens.
laser beam. Oh, okay. That's fine. I mean, it's your answer. You said the future. I was just curious.
Yeah, about 1,000 years, and hopefully I'm the only one left.
Like if we could time hop, like I could continuously change times in the past or the future, I would definitely go past. I would go past either way, but I would love to live in the 50s, 60s, but also dinosaurs, man. I'd love to go see some dinosaurs.
Just watch Jurassic Park.
Nah, it's not the same.
You might change your mind about that.
I want to fuck around and touch a dinosaur. I just want to run up like, like cow tipping. Like I want to go tip over a fucking stegosaurus.
Good luck.
We don't know how big they are. They might sleep on their feet.
We do know how big they are. We have fossils of them.
It's a valid point. We do know how big they are.
The fuck is wrong with you?
I just want to see dinosaurs, man.
Watch Jurassic Park.
That's not the same thing. That's like saying if you want to see
Go to Disney
a fucking monkey, watch Curious George.
or go to Universal, and they have like a whole Jurassic Park thing.
Like a park of Jurassic Park?
Yes.
Really?
I don't know if it's a whole park, but they have a section of a park that's about Jurassic Park.
I would be curious to go see that.
I'll let you know how it is.
Yeah, do that.
If I ever go.
I'm sure you'll go.
Maybe one day. Yeah, so I'm going future, you're going past. I just think, like, why go backwards? We already know what happened. I'd rather go see what's going to happen.
You don't have any, like, you wouldn't want to go see, like, a specific person?
No.
Man.
For what?
I'd really like to see my, like, parents as teenagers. I'm just super curious about what they would be like.
Yeah, I have no interest in that. I mean, like I said, I'd rather go in the future, maybe not 1,000 years, but 100 years. See where we're at. Like, fucking technology in the last 100 years is totally fucking different.
And the question is live. Like, because I know I could hang in the 50s, 60s. It would be weird at first to get used to, like, normal customs. You think you could hang 100 or 1,000 years in the future? You don't know what the fuck you're going to be doing. Like, first off, they might not even be speaking English at that point. You know what I mean? They might be communicating via technology only.
Why would we stop speaking English?
I mean, because we stopped, like, for example, talking on the telephone. We talk, I'm sure, dramatically less than we used to. Our form of communication constantly evolves.
We use the telephone every day to talk, whether it's talking or using words through text messages. We still use phones to do it. It's just the technology.
I didn't say we don't use them. I said we use them less.
I think we use phones more than ever. We just use them in a different way.
So I'll give you an example.
Do we make phone calls less? Yes, but we still use phones more than ever.
Yeah, but we're talking about talking to people. So phone calls would be the relevant portion of using a phone.
Or text messages, because you're talking to people. Or text messages,
that's fair. We also have replaced lots of words with bitmojis and emojis, and little abbreviations like LOL, which isn't fucking English. It's an abbreviation. But no, man, like Instacart. Like, I don't go talk to the cashier at the grocery store. I just have my groceries delivered. I don't even talk to the motherfucker that delivers my groceries. They just leave them in my breezeway. We're talking less and less, and I feel like that's going to be a trend.
So what do you think? We're going to start using ones and zeros to communicate?
Why not?
Huh?
There are people who do that all the time.
I don't know. I don't see that happening.
Okay.
But what are you going to do? What's the next one, Pat?
Whew. Let's see. Would you rather continue with your life or start your life over?
So what, to change things that have happened in my life?
What do you mean by
like,
starting over?
It's still my life, but you're starting it over. So
Correct.
You still have the same parents, same like.
Yeah. So you the variable is your decisions.
I'd keep living it.
Really?
Yep.
We're going to disagree again.
Because here's the thing, right? If I started over, I might not do certain things that have turned out very, very good for me.
I don't disagree that there are downsides to either side of the coin. I just feel like...
I don't think there's enough upside to go back.
Like, okay. So you can go back, right? And you can write music that becomes monstrously big. You can gamble on outcomes that you already know were predetermined at this point. You could be in the right place at the right time for lots of different things.
I don't think if you go back, you see, that changes the whole scenario, right? I'm thinking about my decision making that's gotten me to this point in my life. I'm not thinking about the way that question is presented is to go back and change certain decisions you've made to have a different outcome, not go bet on fucking sports games or whatever, create different shit. I'm my personal decisions in life that have gotten me to this point. That's how I look at it.
I don't disagree. So you would stick with what you've done.
Yes.
I'll give you an example. Like, if I could redo everything, right? Why not be outside of Newtown when Adam Lanza gets there? I mean, and that's not even like a violent, that's not like a threat. That's like, you could have stopped it with just words. Like, you could have just talked to him and like,
yeah, I understand that. But what I'm saying is, you weren't there the day of, so that's not a different decision. No, it
is. I would have called out of work that day and gone to Newtown.
Again, that's like a 30-minute drive. Two different outlooks on what it is.
Okay.
I think we have two different outlooks on how the question is presented.
These would you rathers are always fun to me. I don't know if you feel the same way. Even that right there, the fact that we completely perceive the question differently.
I'm a little irritated that we don't perceive it the right way. It's not very fun.
Well, you don't perceive it the right way. I do.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that you should. The way I look at it is it's basically solely off of the decisions you've made thus far. So you can't go back and add in something that didn't happen to you already.
Well, what the fuck are you starting over for?
Because are there certain decisions you've made in your life that you weren't happy with the outcome?
Okay, so would I have taken a shit at Dirtbag's house instead of trying to make it home?
Yes.
Okay. And by the way, the answer is yes. I most certainly would have blown his fucking bathroom up.
Okay.
Yeah, no question.
Or would you have dated the girl that we will not speak of?
Ooh.
You see what I mean?
Ooh. I don't know the answer to that question.
See, but that's what I'm saying. That's how I look at the question, not, to go stop things that happen, that horrible things that happen in life. It's just your life. Nobody else is involved. Just your decisions on your life. So no, I would not go back because I'd be afraid that I would change something that would totally derail where I've gotten to in life.
You understand that you would be far more capable, intelligent. I mean, your judgment. I do. So you would rather take the bad decisions that you've made with the good decisions that you've made and go back and try to correct them.
So here's the thing, right? At the time, some of my worst decisions were the hardest things to live with. And it took me years to realize that those bad decisions were the best things that happened to me.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You get what I mean? And to my question to you before,
yeah,
that's a perfect analogy. Because if you change that situation, you never meet Emily. You know what I mean? But that's the facts. You don't meet, that's what one different decision.
Yeah, no, I get it. There was
it's like a butterfly effect.
Well, have you ever seen the episode of The Simpsons that they covered this in?
No.
Because Matt Groening's a fucking time traveler. Anyways, yeah, they Homer and Bart keep going back. I think Homer and Bart, it might just be Homer, keep going back in time and trying to fix the past because they fucked something up the first time. Yeah. And every time they do it, somebody steps on a bug and then that changes a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah. So, no, I would not because...
I would basically, the way I perceive that question is I would be a fucking superhero. Period, end sentence.
Let's be real, Pat. If you would just get over the superhero syndrome that you have, you wouldn't have gone through a lot of the things that you've gone through that are self-inflicted.
I just care about other people, man.
Yep. And how's that worked out for you?
Could have grounded those planes on 9/11, bro.
You get super upset when I say I live in my own little bubble. And the reason I live in my own little bubble is so that I don't end up like you.
Happy all the time.
Caring too much about other people.
Well, you say I care too much about other people. I don't agree with that. That's your opinion. I think that everybody else needs to care a whole lot more about other people.
Yeah, here's the thing. People are fucking dirtbags.
Agreed. They should all be better people. They should all care more about each other.
But when you try to help dirtbag, because the fact of the matter is, you like people who don't want to be helped, you can't help.
So what you're saying is because other people are bad people, I should be a bad person.
Do you perceive me as a bad person? Do you think I'm a bad person?
I also think that you do what you can for other people. So
within my circle, yes, but I'm not going to try and save the world.
When did I ever try to save the world?
You just said you would ground those planes on 9/11.
That's not saving the world, man. That's saving Americans, first off. That's my bubble. This is my fucking country.
You know what I mean? Stop being so fucking literal.
Yeah. No, I would say, yeah. And I don't know, actually, grounding the planes on 9/11 may have a dramatically worse effect, right? Like, what if you thwart that plan and the next plan is 100 times worse because now they have more time to plan? Yeah, I'm with you on that particular one now that I have considered. Because now, you ever watch...
that one? So Adam Lanza doesn't go to Newtown, but instead he goes to a concert and kills fucking 200 people.
I mean, the concert thing happened a couple years after the Adam Lanza thing anyways.
I understand.
No, I think that if somebody had talked to Adam Lanza and gotten him the help that he needed, that we could have thwarted the entire issue. Not like, oh, he didn't do it. I'm not saying the difference is I don't think that I could have A, stopped 9/11 and B, hopped on a plane, flown over to bin Laden and been like, hey, listen, man, let's talk this out. I just don't think that would have worked out for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, but either way, it doesn't matter. It's a moot point. Again, we have two different...
it's a moot point?
A moot point. It doesn't matter.
Like a cow's opinion?
Yes.
You know that's not the expression, right? I was making the Friends joke.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Okay, just making sure.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know. You just played it so naturally. Threw me right off.
I say it all the time. It's a moot point. It doesn't matter. It's a cow's opinion.
That's great.
Throwback to Joey Tribbiani. What's the next one, Pat? Let's get into another argument here.
I'm switching gears. I had already pulled up.
Why? I like serious ones. I like being super, super serious.
I can give you another serious one if you're interested.
I know there's like 5 of them on the board over there.
There is exactly 5 of them on the board. I also have several in my phone.
That's a funny one.
Would you rather this? I'm already fucked up.
So what's your answer?
About
going back, or
if I could start up? My answer, I said from the beginning, was start over. I would start over.
Still start over.
Yeah.
Even though it's only your decisions, not. In my scenario, would you start over? Or
no, I would absolutely start over. I would spend more time with people that I've lost. I would be kinder to people that I wish I had been nicer to. Yeah, I don't know. I would do more for other people in just my... Why'd you look at me like that? I know, I do a lot for everybody. I get it. Yeah, man.
You've done a whole lot for me, Pat.
You know what else I would do? And this is real talk. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm going to sound like such a fat piece of shit right now. I would fucking, like, when I go to McDonald's in my teen years, in my 20s, I would not get every fucking thing on the menu. I would get, like, a cheeseburger. You know what I mean? Like, over the course of 20 years, that would make a dramatic difference in this very large stomach of mine. I would eat less if I had the chance. Now I'm like a superfood addict. I say that, but I still eat quite a bit. That's not true, Pat,
because you have the opportunity now to eat less and you don't.
I do. I mean, I eat significantly less. And you know, like as a fat guy, do you have rules for yourself?
Paul Walker polished off a fucking large pizza by yourselves.
That's not true. I have pizza in my car from that pizza.
It's one piece.
That's not. Okay,
first off, you told me there was one piece of pizza in that box.
I said no, don't step on that. There's pizza in that. I didn't say one piece.
In that,
there's 3 pieces of pizza in that box. Plus, one of the hardware guys, we know which one, took some of that pizza.
The old guy?
Yeah.
Took a piece of mine too.
60 on Tuesday.
I know. He looks like he's fucking 80.
That's fucked up.
It's true.
All right, you ready?
Let's go.
I'm already annoyed with this question. Would you rather?
Why would you ask if you're already annoyed with it?
Because it needs to be talked about.
Okay.
Super. You know what?
I thought we were doing funny ones.
Politically, this is very topical. Would you rather have the hiccups for the rest of your life, or always feel like you have to sneeze but never sneeze?
Sneeze and never sneeze.
Really?
Yeah, fuck the hiccups, dude.
I don't agree. The hiccups are up there with some of the worst shit. Like heartburn, the hiccups.
Yeah, the fucking sneezing thing, dude, I'll get over real quick. You'll get used to it
Cardboard
so easy.
cuts. Like paper cuts, but like cardboard. Fucking terrible.
I mean, here's the thing with hiccups, right? It interrupts so much of, like, just breathing in general, eating, talking to people. It's a fucking nuisance. Me feeling like I have the sneeze, I'm going to get so used to that, it's just going to be normal. It's like me being tired. It's just fucking normal.
I will say that if I could answer, would I rather you have the hiccups for life or never sneeze again? I would choose you never sneeze again. I mean that shit.
Okay.
You disgusting ass booger snots.
All right, man, we get it. I
On
sneeze and sometimes snots come out of my nose. I know that you've never had a booger in your nose, ever.
On this particular one, I'm going to go ahead and say I would rather have
this comes from a guy who can't blow his nose or without gagging.
It's
like a normal human thing.
Fucking gross.
Is blowing your nose, and you can't do it because you would gag.
All of you normies blow snot directly at your mouths. I get that there's a tissue there. I get that the odds of the snot touching your mouth is very slim.
What do you call us?
Normies. You said like a normal person, so I called you a normie.
Yeah, all us normies blow our fucking nose.
It's gross.
Because that's how you get ear infections and sinus infections is by sniffing in your snots.
I don't think I've ever had either of those two things.
Okay. I hope this winter you get a massive fucking sinus infection.
I hope that the next tropical storm, next natural disaster kills you.
Me too.
Do we want one more?
Sure.
Would you rather have a head the size...
You didn't answer the fucking question.
Oh, yeah, I'm going hiccups.
You're an idiot. I think at this point you're just picking against me to pick against me.
No, because there's nothing more like almost sneezing and then everybody in the room is involved. They're all saying bless you. They're all like anticipating. They don't say bless you
until after you sneeze.
No. I'll tell you what. On Monday at work, you fake a build-up for a sneeze.
I won't be there.
On Tuesday at work, you fake a build-up for a sneeze. And watch how many people say bless you before you sneeze.
Okay.
They don't wait until after the fact.
Okay. And I mean, eventually you would just be the guy who doesn't sneeze. So there's no point in saying bless you. Anyway.
You would also just become the guy who has the hiccups all the time. I fucking hate the hiccups. I also hate the build-up to a sneeze.
That's what I'm saying, Pat. The hiccups are way more of a nuisance.
Last one. Would you rather have a head the size of a tennis ball or a head the size of a watermelon?
Watermelon.
I agree.
Yeah, how is that even a question?
Even if it was a pretty decent size.
Who wants to look at the guy from Men in Black?
Or Beetlejuice. Yeah, super fucking weird.
And a watermelon isn't that disproportion from... I mean, there's some people out there with the head a size of a fucking watermelon. You know you've seen them.
Like Stewie Griffin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't imagine having a really... First off, I have a pretty fucking small head to begin with. Like, my shoulders are wide and my head looks really small as a result. I don't like it. I would much rather have a big head.
Yeah. I don't think that's true, but whatever.
You don't think I have a small head?
No.
Oh, that's very nice.
I think you have a normal size head.
I appreciate that.
Cool. I'm not really sure. You're a fucking weirdo.
I'm hoping for some feedback on these Would You Rathers.
Me too.
Oh, man. Speaking of feedback that I haven't sent you yet, so you didn't get a gross picture attached to it. But Ass Amigo, that is not Ass Amigo. I've called her Ass Migo or Ass Amigo this entire time. to which she ripped me to shreds, explaining that A, she's not an amigo, which makes sense because it ends with an O, but also I misread the name. It's Ass Magoo, or Assy Magoo is what it actually says. So it was Assy Magoo. I read it as Ass Amigo because I'm an asshole and I can't fucking read apparently. So Assy Magoo is the person that we've mentioned many times.
That's so much better.
She got a big butt.
So much better. Ass Magoo, Assy Migo. What the fuck's the difference?
I thought it was.
I'm gonna call her
enough to
Assy
bring-
Migo.
Well, that's
At
on
least
you.
she knows what her nickname is on the show. So Pat, you want to get into a grind my gears?
Sure.
Grind your gears.
I was going to give you a bunch of options before you hit the record button.
Well, let's hear them all then. Let's do it.
That's a lot. You understand this list? It's a whole podcast. It would be the episode called "Grind My Gears."
All right, let's grind my gears. Give me one.
Just one. Let's see. All right, let's go with this. I can already see you being upset that this is what we're going to go with.
All right.
Why is a pee called a number 1 and a poop called a number 2? Like, this really bothers me. I want to know why.
I would assume because the hole that you pee out of is kind of, but not really, before your poop hole. There you go.
That doesn't.
That's a fucking text message. How does that not count?
I don't know. That was
I
my
bet you
natural
that's-
reaction was denial.
I bet you
It
that's
doesn't
fucking
count.
Emily.
Nope. That
Fucking
is
nonstop.
Tagna Balagna.
Oh,
Yeah, it really bothers me. Like, who determined these
or
fucking
also
positions?
because you, with the exception of you, most people pee more than they poop.
How's that with the exception? I pee fucking 30 times a day if I'm stressed out.
Yeah, you also shit 40 times a day. So I mean,
Yeah, just anytime.
yeah, you shit all the time,
Valid.
except at Dirtbag sauce.
Can I tell you?
Can I tell you, I don't like calling that guy Dirtbag. I have no idea who he is, and the fact that you refer to him as Dirtbag is super demeaning and rude.
I don't want to give his real name out, but if you knew his real name, it would totally make sense. It's not an insult. I've literally called him Dirtbag since, the day I met him.
Still fucked up. Anyway, yeah, I don't know, Pat. I don't understand why that would grind your gears either way. Maybe you should start calling peas number 2 and see if it catches on.
Ooh, I like that. I don't think I'll call him a number 2, but maybe a number 3.
Huh?
If I call it a number 2, there's already a name, like that's already associated with a bodily function.
Well, number 3, somebody would just assume that you're calling it you're peeing and pooping.
Oh, like a combo.
Yeah, like, which I don't know who the fuck doesn't pee when they poop. If you're not doing that, you're a weirdo.
That one gets me. People that say they don't pee when they poop, which
They're
makes
full
no
of
sense
shit.
to me. Yeah, I don't understand how that's possible.
Yeah, me neither.
But the other one, people who say they don't like check out their shit before they flush, like you don't take a look. What if you had a fucking like an army man or a fucking GI Joe in your stool, or blood, or fucking worms? Like, you don't want to look before you flush to make sure everything's on the up and up.
Yeah, I don't know.
You
I
look
wouldn't
at your
say-
you look at your shit every time you flush, right?
I wouldn't say every time, but I would say a majority of the time.
I once took. I actually sent this picture to.
I mean, you didn't when you were shitting when Emily was at the house.
No, that was a rush.
You know what I mean? So that's
I
not
already
true.
know what that looked like. That looked like a big toilet bowl full of coffee.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that would grind your gears, Pat.
It just bothers me, man.
I can't tell if you're being fucking serious.
Yeah, like I want to know where the terminology that we use every day comes from.
They have a new website out there. It's called Google. It's pretty smart. You can probably look that up.
Challenge accepted. Let's do this with the number 9ers. I'm fucking giddy about this answer.
That's gonna come through all fucked up because you started talking before I hit record. You dumb shit.
My beef. That's how excited I am right now.
You're a fucking idiot.
All right, so this is the answer I got on, I'm going to say it's Quora.com, Quora.com. It was answered July 31st, 2020. I mean, this is a super recent answer, so I'm not the only one. For the record, this answer has tons of views. The terms number 1 and number 2 for going to the toilet, those Americans call it bathroom, a place where you wash, ? Okay, so this guy's already making fun of Americans. That's fucked up. I didn't catch that the first time. He says it's quite old. For those unaware, number 1 is urinating. Number 2 is defecating. Down to rhyming slang has 2 rhymes with poo. So number 2, poo. But that's not where it comes from. There's a bit of an urban legend that it arose in schools where children would raise either 1 or 2 fingers. Then it goes on to say that in the days before like indoor plumbing, number 2 would imply that the child needed access to the outhouse. Like it's going to be a minute. They have to leave the building to go to the bathroom. So they would hold up 2 fingers. While number 1 could be accomplished much easier, at least by the boys, like just, kind of firing away. I'm super happy with this answer. There's
to that point.
What's that?
To that point, I'm at my son's football practice the other day, and they got porta potties all over the place for these kids to go piss. These motherfuckers, no care in the world, go right over the woods in front of all their parents and just start pissing in the woods.
They're boys, man.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a porta potty 5 feet from where they practice.
Yes, and they're going to the woods instead to piss.
That's funny.
I was just like, I would never do that. And like, not for nothing, I imagine they can get in some fucking trouble for that.
It's possible. It's 2020.
Yeah, I mean, the coaches, everybody could probably get in some trouble for that shit.
Hold on, there's a second part to that answer. Thomas Crapper, the guy that invented the toilet, some people credit him for the number 1, number 2 thing because number 1 was intended to only need to be flushed once, and number 2, you may have to flush twice, which, if you're me, very frequent.
I flush 4, 5, 6, 7 times sometimes.
When was the last time you pooped outside of your house?
Today, Pat.
Did you? Where'd you poop?
I'm not gonna get into it on the podcast.
You're so weird about poop.
I'm actually gonna cut this out. I knew what you were trying to do there. You fucking asshole. I don't see why we have to announce where I take shits.
You're so oddly private about certain things.
I don't understand how it's odd. I mean, like, I don't hear normal people talk about where they shit on a daily basis. Us norms over here are...
Normies.
Yeah, normies, whatever the fuck you're calling us. Yeah, I don't feel the need to share it with the world where I took shits. Yeah. You got any more on there? Anything else that grinds your gears?
I thought you were deleting that. Are you not? You very clearly said you were deleting it.
I say that about 15 times a fucking episode.
All right. I'm ready to...
Now I have to go through and cut out all this dead space because I'm looking at you in such disbelief that I asked you a question and you try to fucking go and... Oh, hey, Pat, is there anything else that grinds your gears on that list?
Just your attitude in general.
Well, Pat, you know I'm tired. I had to play pool last night.
Oh, so you being tired doesn't have to affect me negatively. Stop being a crank ass.
I'm not sure I'm being a crank ass, Pat. I asked you a question. You're like, hey, I thought you were doing that. And
yeah, you said you were doing something, you didn't do it. I thought you were, man. My bad.
I say that about 15 times an episode, Pat. We actually had jokes about it, remember?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Okay.
I didn't know this was one of those times. Here we go. It grinds my gears or bothers me. You know what? It chaps my ass that discussing pay in the workplace is considered taboo by the masses. Here's the kicker, right? So you're not supposed to talk about your wage at work with your coworkers.
Yes.
Who came up with that rule?
The employers.
Why?
Because if I make a lot more money than you do
doing the same job,
the person who makes less money is going to want to make more money, obviously.
So we all have this unspoken, unwritten agreement to simultaneously make possibly significantly less money than a company's willing to pay us to do the job. Like, the guy next to me may make twice as much money as me. I don't fucking know. And I just accept that as like, I'm cool with that. That's fine with me. And my argument would be, if I had to make an argument, I agreed to make what I make.
Absolutely.
But if I agreed to make what I make, and this is like a contract that's, you know, constantly evolving in my eyes, right? So if I don't do a good job, then they will follow a certain disciplinary plan, right? They'll write me up, they'll try to suspend me, they'll fire me, do whatever they need to do to get rid of me. So it's not like a permanent offer. So why is my accepting that pay rate a permanent acceptance?
It's not.
It's not. So
you have the opportunity and the right to go ask for a raise whenever you want.
Absolutely.
Whether or not they give it to you is up to them.
Absolutely. So shouldn't I be informed when I do so? Shouldn't I make an intelligent request? Maybe I don't want to ask for, you know, I don't know, $15 an hour more because I think that's too high. Maybe it would help if I knew what everybody else in my department made who does my job.
No, because people in general will always think that they're better than the person next to them and will want, and if the person next to them is making more money, they're gonna want to make the same amount of money.
So the pressure would be on the employer to be open and honest and say, you're not as good as that person. That's why you're not going to make as much as them.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with that.
I do.
So you don't think people should discuss pay?
No.
Interesting. I'm glad that we feel differently about that.
Yeah, I mean, I stick to the fact that you agreed to make what you're going to make. If you're unhappy making what you make, and I know that in certain situations, people have, like even at our job, have opened their mouths to what they make, and other people found out, and it's not a good thing, dude. It puts people in it, and we're talking people that have been there for years.
Yeah.
Unhappy with people who haven't been there nearly as long, making more money.
Absolutely. Well, you end up, so in that trend, right? This is kind of like raising minimum wage in my eyes. You jack minimum wage up. It just went to 12. I don't know if that's Connecticut or it can't be national. So yeah, that's Connecticut. Minimum wage in Connecticut is $12 an hour. Just went up from what, 10.35?
I don't fucking know.
So the problem there is the person who makes 13, the person who makes 15. Correct. They got no bump. Now they agreed.
Depending on the company.
Okay, any company that I know of.
I know one that gives you raises no matter what position you are.
Really?
Yes.
That's an excellent company.
At least that's the way it was when I was there.
Okay. So even like managers get a bump?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Cumberland Farms.
I'm
But they got bought
good
out.
for them.
They got bought out by a European company, so
that may have changed.
I'm sure it has.
Okay. But so my point, we made an agreement. So you're the employer, I'm the employee. We make an agreement. I say, sure, I'll work for $11 an hour. It's just over minimum wage, and I'm an entry-level employee. Then minimum wage goes up to 12. Now I make minimum wage. I don't make just over minimum wage. On top of that, I've been there, for 6 months. So I have some skills. I'm not the newest guy on the team, so shouldn't I make more than minimum wage still?
I don't know. It depends on the job.
Maybe
that employer hired you knowing that minimum wage was going up, put you a little bit above, and then with the anticipation of minimum wage going up, well, that's going to be your rate increase for your review.
Sure, that's a pretty specific instance. Minimum wage doesn't go up that frequently.
It's going to be going up every year for the next 5 years.
And that is an unprecedented occurrence.
No, I know. I can't believe that they're going to pay some of these assholes $15 an hour in a couple of years.
I feel you. The most bothersome part of that to me
is that they're getting closer to my rate of pay.
Correct. So don't you feel like...
I do. But I understand, man. It's business.
Yeah. But so we have this agreement that we will not fight that part of the business. So
again, I feel that if you're unhappy with what you make, you need to go speak to your employer. And if your employer is unwilling to give you a raise, then you should, and you're unhappy with that, you should go seek employment elsewhere.
So you're good with the ignorance is bliss.
It's not even ignorant.
Well, if you don't know any better, then you don't know to ask for more. So
I guess
if you found out, so let's just say you're a department manager of a medium activity department, like, I don't know, fucking paper goods, right? At a department store.
Okay.
And your numbers are, we'll just say everybody's hitting their numbers. They're hitting 100%. Everybody's equal. and all of the other department managers, easier departments, harder departments, they're all making 20% more than you. You're fine with not knowing that? Like, fuck it. Because that's the way the employer wants it, so I'm good with that. I agreed to make this, even though everybody around me is making more.
Yeah. Maybe if everybody else is making 20% more than you,
Yeah.
you're the dummy that doesn't know what that position pays.
Or, okay, I'm with you. So you're the ignorant one.
Yep.
Right? What about, and you see this all the time in lots of businesses, what if you've been there the longest? So the people who came in under you got hired at way more money than you.
Then again, you need to speak up.
You don't know that they're getting hired for more money than you because you guys don't talk about it.
Then you're comfortable making what you make.
Listen.
Here's the thing, right? And this is just, I have little to no idea what anybody around me makes at my job. I know what you make, and that's because I told you what to ask for. I know what another friend of mine makes because I told him what to ask for. And with the exception of those two people, I have no idea what anybody makes. Nor do I want to know. Because I know that in my heart, I am the hardest working person there. I care more about the company than anybody else I come in contact with, in my opinion.
So if some asshole makes the same as you and does half the work,
that fucking grinds my gears, Pat.
But you're saying you're okay with it.
I'm not okay with it, but I understand it.
Yeah, not me.
It's a decision that I made to make what I make.
I feel like
now, I haven't been given the opportunities as some other assholes that do less than me.
This is a perfect example. You ready? People in high-ranking positions, let's say publicly traded companies, right? Their pay is out in the open. Nonprofits, those top-tier employees, politicians, teachers, all of those people, their pay is easily accessible. Anybody can know what they make.
Teachers aren't.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive. A base salary for like a starting out, maybe because of the union, but once you get
your tax dollars pay teachers. I'm pretty sure that's public information. Almost positive.
It's a union. Not all teachers make the same amount of money.
No, I totally understand that.
But individual teachers, like there has to be there's a ranking system when it comes to teachers based off seniority. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, sure, but you can't. I'm sure there's.
My point is, so in all of those positions, their pay has to be public information. Why is that?
Like you said, my tax dollars pay teachers. My tax dollars pay governors and all that shit.
Yeah, but so what's the difference? If you don't know, if you're just blindly paying your taxes, what's the fucking difference? Ignorance is bliss. You get what I'm saying?
Because that's my money that they're using.
And it's your money that they're paying you as well.
It's my time, though. Like, I agreed to make what I make.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line of it.
So
it's their money that they're paying me to do a job. It's their money. It's not my money. My taxes is my money that they're taking to fund services for me.
Well, you're forced to pay taxes, correct?
Yes, because the state, town, and government, United States government, provide services to me with that money that I'm forced to pay them. So I'm able to know what they make, what they're spending my money on.
So, okay. The CEO of Google.
Yep.
He's taking your money?
That's a publicly traded company.
Okay. Do you have stock in Google?
No.
Okay. So, but he has to put his salary out there.
For his investors. That's why it has to be public. Because if I want to invest in Google, I have to know how much the CEO is making.
So, under that situation, where you're making a decision to invest your money or your time, it makes sense that you should be properly informed of the decision you're making.
To a degree, but again, my time with an employer that's not public, right?
Yeah.
We can use our company for example.
I
right?
assume our company is very fairly paid probably on the high side in comparison to other
Yes.
companies that do the same thing as us. So we should be clear. I'm not fucking complaining about what I make. It bothers me that we kind of just sheep herd ourselves into this position. And I don't want to like slam any companies. This is fucked up because I'm using examples everybody can relate to. Walmart, CVS, McDonald's, all those companies. You know, especially, and I know I used hourly minimum wage as like our basis of comparison here. I really would be more concerned with the management level, the actual store managers, not district managers, not assistant managers, the store managers of these facilities. I think people are getting raked over the coals all day, every day by their employers. Because that should be openly discussed.
I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be. You agreed to make what you want. And at the end of the day, the employer's goal is to make as much money as they can make. You're there to make them money. That's it. Not cost them money. Your whole job in a managerial position is to make the company as much money as you can possibly make them.
That's your obligation to them.
Yes.
So you're not going to worry about yourself because your only priority is the company?
When you worry about yourself, it's asking for what you think is fair. Everybody's what they think is fair is different. I used to think that making $52,000 a year was all the money I would ever need to make in my entire life.
That's funny. I thought 40.
Yeah, I know. Like, so you get what I mean? And if you were 20 years old, you were 21 years old.
It was my 21st birthday.
Yeah. And you were offered a job making over that $40,000.
Exactly, that $40,000. That was my offer.
And you thought, I've made it. At 21 years old, yeah. You know what I mean? And $40,000, if I'm making $40,000 a year, I'm fucking dead broke.
If somebody offered me $40,000 a year today, I would not be able to take it. I wouldn't be able to live.
Yeah, I'd laugh in their fucking face.
And I don't have a family. I mean, that's just me. That's just my food habit.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I'm saying is do your research. Know what your worth is. Know what, if you have a trade or a profession, know what it's worth.
So it's
up to you to go fight for yourself. Nobody else is gonna.
To that topic, to that point, there's a company called Glassdoor. It's an app that you can get, or a website. I'm sure it's glassdoor.com. That is, it's complete open communication. So it's, it's Walmart employees saying, I worked in this department for this long and this is what I make. They also do like, this is, the standards. This is how I was treated. And it's completely open. So you get some, outlandishly good, outlandishly bad. People who are still there. With
that, like something like that, is you have to find somebody that's in your state, sometimes in your town.
Agreed. Yeah.
Because it, like, depending on what town you live in, especially in Connecticut, your taxes are either way high or way low.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many different variables to it. But no, I don't think it's the employer's obligation to pay everybody the same rate.
I agree. I did never, ever
or
did
pay
I say
anybody close to the same amount of money.
I didn't say anything about the obligation of the employer at any point. Never did I put anything on the employer. I said it should be the responsibility of the employees to stop being little bitches and have this open conversation.
So go tell Suicide how much you make.
I would love to tell him how much I make.
Go ahead. What's stopping you?
Easy. I'd be the only one talking about pay at work. So I would lose my job for being honest.
I don't think you'd lose. How could they fire you?
It's not
against company policy.
So you think they'd be fine with it?
I don't know.
Do you not know?
But you're saying that we should be open.
I absolutely agree. Open. So you think I also think that 100 things should be different. But if I'm the only one doing them, then it doesn't really work.
Go ask Ches about that. Because Ches thinks 100 things should be different, and he makes it very clear. And he does what he wants to do.
Are you mean like whining?
No, he makes the changes.
Oh, well, no. In that sense, I've made tons of changes in the way we do the work.
But
what you're talking about is something that if all of us together, I'm not trying to stage a coup here. This is strictly hypothetical.
It sounds like you want to be a union.
No.
Because that's what a union does. A union makes sure that everybody gets paid equally.
In exchange for money. I'm saying we should be able to have adult conversation and be honest. That's it. You were talking about crazy. You're like, the boss shouldn't be obligated. The boss shouldn't be obligated. I agree. The boss has no obligation.
The employees shouldn't be obligated to tell each other what
they shouldn't be. No. See, you keep putting words in my mouth. I didn't say they should be obligated.
I don't think people should talk about it at all. You agreed to make what you made. That's on you.
So if you found out that you wasted 10 years being underpaid, you would just change jobs happily. Like, they got me, and you just find a new job.
No, I would ask for more money.
Why? You agreed to make what you make.
If here's my thing, right? If my whole thing with this is go in and ask for what you think you're worth. It doesn't matter what anybody else, your worth is your worth. That's what you're doing when you ask an employer for a certain amount of money.
So you think you get paid what you're worth?
Yes. Right now, personally,
Sure.
I think I'm underpaid.
But you accept that.
I accept that. That's something that I accepted.
Okay, so I guess there's no point in asking for what you're worth because you're just going to accept less anyways.
No, when it becomes time for me to get a raise, or I feel that I need to make more money, for me, Pat, it's a very me personally, I think I make excellent money for what I do.
Yeah, nothing, and you get paid handsomely.
Yeah, I do nothing. I don't know why the fuck you would say that.
You're so hot right now.
Oh, you fucking piece of shit. You're a fucking asshole. Anyway, one, I don't get paid handsomely. I make a decent living doing what I do. But at the same time, do I think that I'm worth more money? Yes. And when I am comfortable and ready to say I need more money, I will do that.
So you feel like you deserve more money, but you're not ready to ask for it.
No.
You know what would prepare you to ask for it? If you knew that the other people in your position
Pat,
made more money.
No, I know people that are under my position that make the same amount of money. So, and that hasn't propelled me to say anything yet.
Yeah, I'm not okay with that, man.
Okay, so don't be okay with it. I am.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that if I found out people around me made more money, I would demand more money tomorrow. I'm saying it should be an open line of communication that everybody, it should be generally acceptable. No, because you know what that
does, Pat? All that does is, and this is why you shouldn't talk about it. It makes a hostile work environment. It makes people not want to. If Suicide knew how much you made, he already complained as it was because he assumes you make a shit ton more than him. Imagine if he really knew.
Yeah.
How much you made.
You know what would happen? We'd have a better workplace. And that's a fucking promise. He would leave because he feels like he's underpaid, because he is underpaid, because he's underappreciated, because he underperforms, and we would replace him with someone better.
Yeah.
So that open line of communication would have made the workplace a better place, not a hostile place, not a violent place. And you know who it would have worked best for? The fucking employer.
In that specific instance. In that one...
Listen, that's the one you gave me, man. That's the one you gave me.
Yeah, but in all other situations, say Mike. Or...
Go ahead.
say Paul Walker.
Okay.
Okay? Finds out that... that he makes...
disproportionately less money.
Yes.
Like, I've been there longer.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
so I should...
$10 an hour less than you.
Sure.
Okay? You don't think that's going to piss him off and be like, why the fuck would I work here?
I don't think it should piss him off. I think it could open the door to communication. And he could say, hey, why do you make that? Or how can I make that?
Okay. And you're going to say, well, I started at this. And he just started. And
I started at that with over a decade of experience of handling people. That's what I've done my entire career.
Yeah, I understand that.
But that's a conversation that we could have. I got what I got because I went in with, if you had a 4-year college degree, I still have you guys are 2.5 times your education.
You guys are unmatched, right? You have more experience with people. He doesn't.
Correct.
So take Smelly Kid. Okay, and you take Dude.
Mm-hmm.
Same amount of experience, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
Smelly Kid makes $5 more an hour than Dude.
Okay.
You don't, and they talk about that.
Okay.
You don't think that that's going to create a hostile work environment?
That depends on the person. I think it should create a conversation.
A conversation of what? I agreed to make more money. You didn't. And now you're upset because you didn't fight for more money.
All right, let me ask you. LeBron James is 13 years old, and he hears what Michael Jordan makes. Do you think that he threw a shit fit and was pissed off and said, fuck that? I'm not as good as him, but I deserve to make as much as him? Or do you think that motivated him to say, holy shit, what do I need to do to be that guy? How do I make that money? How do I get that company to back me that fucking hard? Money is motivation.
Yeah.
For many people, money is motivation.
Yeah, but not in today's world, Pat.
So
not
in
world.
your example, Duke finds out he makes less money than the guy next to him, who's, at least in their brains, similarly qualified. His question needs to be, I need to know what I need to do to get to where I want to be.
That's what his question needs to be. But in most people, their answer, without even asking a question, is, I'm going to do less work because I get paid less.
So we shouldn't be...
We're getting into a different... Because here's the problem with it. Like, it's the same conversation. The problem is people always want more to do less.
Yeah, but you're saying we shouldn't educate ourselves because...
This is a true story.
The way people react when they're educated will be bad.
This is a true story, Pat. You want to know a true story?
Sure.
When I got hired at our employer, in my interview, they asked me how much I wanted to make. And I knew how much I can get paid as a diesel tech working on garbage trucks.
Okay.
Okay? Totally different field, kind of, than what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Or what I went there to go do. And my honest answer was, I don't know what this kind of position pays. You throw a number at me, and I'll tell you if that's acceptable. They threw a number at me, I accepted, and I never, ever questioned it.
You're underpaid like a motherfucker for that time period, guaranteed.
I wasn't. I think I made appropriate money for what I was doing. And there isn't a guy now that makes less than I was when I started. I make sure of it.
So you're comfortable with putting all of that power in the hands of the employer?
If I'm
now, this isn't
if
the
I'm
company.
an entry level, yes. And if you have time in the field, you know what people make.
You didn't have time in the field.
I was entry level. So yes, I put all the decision in the employer to determine how much I was worth to them. And then I proved myself to be more valuable, so I made more money.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Because how many times do you prove yourself to be more valuable and not make more money? Because you don't know how much the guy next to you makes. So you get paid what you think is fair. In this case, you got paid what they think is fair.
And I was totally okay with it.
So what if you went to 3 job interviews and you asked all 3 for the same position, right? And all 3 of them gave you dramatically different answers.
Then you are naturally going to take the highest one.
Why? The lowest one's just paying you what they say is fair.
Because obviously you want to go work for a place that says we'll pay you more money.
So that same place, you talk to your coworkers and you find out you could be making way more money. So you go have the conversation and make more money. Instead of doing that, you're like, no, we shouldn't talk about this. But when you have the opportunity to choose...
You're never going to change my mind. You can talk about this all you want. I don't think people should talk about what they make.
I disagree. I think it should be very open.
I don't think it should be open. Because all it does is piss people off. Because they feel trapped. They feel the same way you do about not going... Because you don't want to go talk about it because you're worried about losing your job. Right? You're worried about ruffling up the feathers, getting people talking about shit.
No. Being the only one is how you would ruffle feathers.
Well, how else would you do it? You got to start somewhere, right? One person has to be the change.
Well, no, not at all. I mean, the conversation is the change.
So, but one person has to start that conversation.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you be that person.
So you want me to go to work and talk about pay?
Go ahead.
Challenge accepted.
All right.
You're going to eat these words.
Why? I'm not going to be upset about this. I'm not in control of anybody's pay.
I'm not going to be upset about it either. If you think that I have a problem with honesty, you're dead wrong.
It has nothing to do about being honest.
Be pissed off that I'm being honest. You're still dead wrong if you think that bothers me. If you think that there's
You
somebody...
think I'm pissed off? What?
No, not you're pissed off. I'm saying if you think that it will bother me for somebody to be mad at me because I had open communication, you're wrong. If somebody's like, you shouldn't talk about pay at work, I'll be like, why not? I think it's a good idea. I don't see the problem with it. So you're like daring me to do something. Like, okay, that's fine. I believe it's what we should do.
Yeah, but before you said you weren't going to do it.
Well,
because you didn't want to be the only one. Nobody wants to be that guy that starts talking about what they're making because they know that it's just going to upset people and make a hostile, like in my opinion, it just makes a hostile work environment. Because our company, right?
So a conversation, I just want to be clear, liberal.
Liberal?
Yeah.
What the fuck does that do with anything?
Because you're saying my conversation creates hostile work environment. So my words are going to create a hostile work environment. So it's
going to upset people, which is going to make a hostile work environment.
So if I have a conversation with person A and person B, and person A and person B become hostile because I say a fact, I make X, you think that I have created a hostile work environment?
I think the conversation does. I don't think you personally did it.
I would say that if it becomes a hostile work environment, that's on person A and person B. It's not on me. If you told me how much you make and I freak out and I go to the boss and I say, I fucking demand more money, that's your fault?
Yeah.
Did you force me to react the way I reacted?
No, but I'm the one that was out there blurting my information out there. Like, here's the thing too, is you're the highest paid one, and you tell A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? And then, but not everybody wants to make what A's making, or you.
Okay, so let's translate this to football. Everybody wants to make Patrick Mahomes money right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they go and, so everybody goes in and asks for. Well, the company can't do that. Can't give everybody the same, and then people are going to start leaving the employer or looking for other jobs, and it's just going to so then the employer has less people working there, and now you're doing more work because you decide to tell everybody how much you're making because there's less people there.
And the positions that we fill, because those people left, we can't pay those. We can't get better employees. So I'm doing less work.
You might get better employees. You might not.
Well, that's on the company. A lot of this is that you think is in my control for having a conversation actually falls on the company. If the company loses people because of what the company is paying people, that's on the company, not the guy who talked about his pay.
We disagree.
If the company wants to hire people who do a better job in place of the people that leave, that's also the company's decision. I don't do the hiring for the company.
All right, we'll agree to disagree. I think we got way off topic here for no reason.
I think this was good. We haven't had like a normal conversation on the podcast in a long time.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't know why you feel the fucking need to get me upset.
This didn't just grind my gears. This grinded your gears as well.
Oh, it definitely did.
Asses.
It really fucking pisses me off that you think it's okay to talk about pay.
Does it? You just said you should go into work and talk about pay. But then you were like, oh, it pisses me off that you think we should talk about pay.
Yeah, I was being like rhetorical or facetious when I said that, Pat.
Oh, then I'm not going to do it.
You can do whatever the fuck you want. You think it's a great idea. Go ahead and do it.
I think it's a wonderful idea. I also think that it should just be the norm, though. It shouldn't be.
It's never going to be the norm.
We've said that about a lot of things over the time.
Do you want to know? You also probably. So here's the thing with what happens with that, right? Is the reason people make different amounts of money is because that's what's best for the employer, right? When McDonald's starts paying all their employees $15 an hour, you know what they do? They get those fucking automatic ordering stations that you have to go up and hit all the screens, and they start cutting employees.
Sure.
So less people working. And that's what will start to happen.
Just to be clear, you think that if McDonald's wasn't paying $15 an hour to employees, they wouldn't still go get those machines? Because grocery stores replaced cashiers a long fucking time ago. Drivers that I know of haven't gotten significant wage increases historically anytime recently. But Elon Musk, drivers in general, truck drivers, over-the-road drivers. Elon Musk is going to eliminate drivers, like single-handedly. Tesla has trucks on the road that will do that job for significantly less money. So you could give drivers pay cuts. They're still going to get eliminated. You could give cashiers pay cuts. They're still going to get eliminated.
They're going to get eliminated, but I hear you.
Okay, not 100%, which, again, I didn't say that.
You said they're going to get eliminated.
Absolutely. I also
eliminated
didn't say
means you're out. Done.
Truck drivers will. Not 100% of them, but some truck drivers, a vast majority of truck drivers, I'm comfortable saying, will get eliminated because of technology.
Okay.
So you can't use that like as an argument. Like employers are going to replace employees with technology because of wages. Well, that's true, but it's not because of wage increases. It's because it's going to be cheaper.
But it all plays together.
So you think that if cashiers stayed at 10.35 when minimum wage went up, that would slow down the technology process of replacing those fucking cashiers?
Let's say not. The company's going to do whatever is financially better for them.
Correct.
So to a certain degree, yeah, if the minimum wage doesn't keep going up and the cost of goods don't keep going up and everything else, then yeah, more people are working. They don't, like,
so why wouldn't the first off, I can't. You're so far off of where, like, not that you're not being logical. I get what you're saying, but I can't follow your logic because if employees,
the problem is technology has become cheaper and cheaper. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's going to happen. There's nothing that's going to alter the course of technology continuing to take the place of jobs. Wages will not. We can hold wages where they are. Wages are currently where they are. Technology is still outpacing that.
Nonetheless, let's take a job that's not going to get taken over by technology, right? You still need someone. You still need somebody to run all the technology. You can't have a robot running a robot.
That's true. So what you do is you get one cashier to run 8 self-checks.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So did it really matter if we changed the cashier's places? That one is never going to make as much as those 8. No matter what you pay those 8. That one's never going to fucking make it.
Yeah. So, well, okay, so don't take a position of one. Or, okay, take that, right? But you're, take our job. There's multiple departments. You have self-checkouts, but you have a person running each department. So if Department A is paying manager X and Department B is paying manager Y, well, X wants to make what Y makes because Y makes more money, and it's just become an issue.
For who?
The employee and the employer.
Well, no.
Because what if they can't afford to pay them both the same?
Well, it's, okay, so, but
now, so
then you have people who are more educated making decisions. What I'm saying is I can't see a bad time to be educated. So if, let's just say it's Joey and Johnny, okay?
Okay, so they can't afford to pay, the employer can't afford to pay them both the same amount of money. So what they do is they lay off X, right?
Okay.
Because he's over there flapping his guns. I want to make more money. Oh, we got something for you. We'll just lay you off. And now we're not going to give Y an increase, but he's going to run both departments. You see the problem there? So now we got a guy laid off, not making anything, and Y is doing twice the work. And the employer still makes up because now they're not paying X.
So what you're saying is we shouldn't have, again, this goes back to, we shouldn't educate and speak honestly with each other because employers may take advantage of their employees. Because you just said somebody's workload is going to double as a result of somebody else's actions.
Yep.
So we as employees shouldn't be open and honest with each other because the employer might be a bad guy.
I think it all plays a part, Pat.
Yeah, I think that your opinion is the common one. I do. I think that everybody lives in fear.
It's not fear. You want to know what, Pat? Everybody just wants to provide for their family. And at the end of the day, if you're comfortable making what you make to provide for your family, and at the end of the day, I truly believe this: the employer takes all the risk. All the risk. They should make as much money as humanly possible.
No question.
So if they pay people different wages, that's fine with me. Because at the end of the day, my job is to make them as much money as they possibly can because they had the idea, they had the balls to start it, and I'm okay with it.
I wholeheartedly agree. I would never disagree with that in a million years.
So why start up? Like, in my opinion, like, what's the benefit? What's the benefit of talking about it? How does it benefit you? How does it benefit the employer? How does it benefit the person next to you? That maybe that person next to you makes as much money as you, or you make as much as the person next to you, or it's just going to start fucking pissing people off. For what? For what?
Well, me going to job and doing the job to the best of my ability is how I benefit my employer. I don't benefit my employer by just laying down and doing whatever whatever weird, like, if my employer came to me tomorrow and said, could you be dumber? The answer would be no. Like, I don't think I could be dumber. I don't think I could lie to people. I don't think I could I'd rip people off. Not that that's lying, but it's still dishonest. I don't think I could be unethical. So there are things that I wouldn't do. In the same regard, I would prefer to be as educated as possible.
I don't understand how being educated has to do with anybody's pay. How being educated what other people make has nothing to do with you.
All right. I'm going to make this a completely different example, but it will make sense.
Okay.
All right. You got 10 fingers. Okay. One of them gets cut off because somebody at a football stadium was operating a piece of equipment unsafely. You were an innocent bystander. Your hands are on the counter at the popcorn station. Somebody chops your fucking finger off. You've done nothing wrong. You sue. Okay. And you're like, I don't know. Finger's worth $5,000. I don't know how much money I'm supposed to make for a finger, but I know I'm behind on my bills and all I want to do is take care of my family, right? I'm fine if I can just get $5,000 to catch me up on my bills. And then you find out that for the last 10 years, anybody who's had a finger severed, right, in a similar style workplace accident that you're not a member of the workplace of, is getting millions. Are you still fine with $5,000 because you were taking care of your family?
Am I fine with it? No, but that's the decision I made.
If you knew going into it, if they said, hey, historically people make millions, would you still ask for $5,000 because all you need to do is take care of your family?
Well, no, that'd be dumb. I would just ask for the millions. I get what you're saying, Pat.
So you would prefer to be educated when making decisions.
So go up and there's a fucking thing out there. It's called Google. And you can look up what positions pay. You don't need to talk. Whatever you agree to make is what you agree to make.
All right. So if I find it on the internet, it's true and we're golden.
The worst that's going to happen, Pat, is you're going to ask for too much money and they're going to say no and give you a counter offer.
What if you don't get the job because you asked for too much money?
Well,
then that's not the worst that can happen. Then the worst that can happen is you remain unemployed.
So before I used Google as an example to look something up,
yeah,
you took the answer off Google and it was fine. But when we talk about wages, you can't look up what those people make.
Why? What was the other one?
The fucking poop thing, the 1 and 2.
Oh, I said I was satisfied with that answer. I didn't say I believed it.
Okay, so
it just makes me happy.
When you find the answer that you're looking for on the internet, you can be satisfied with it. There's data out there. You could find out what any position of any job the average pay is. It doesn't mean you need to go to work and talk about it.
Okay. You could find out the average, and then you could work for a company for 20 years and find out that they pay significantly above the average wage, and you haven't gotten it for 20 years, and you've been royally fucking yourself.
That's on you. You agree to make what you're going to make.
I agree. So how could you thwart that? You can educate yourself. That's on you.
Okay. So go up and start asking everybody what they make. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to do that because I don't believe it's ethical.
But now it's unethical?
I believe it's unethical to talk about pay, yes.
Holy shit. How's it unethical?
I don't think you should talk about pay at work. I don't remember times I don't think it's a right thing to do for the employer, for you, and your counter or your
When this
fellow employees.
at one point in this conversation, you said, "I know how much you make because I told you what you should ask for."
Yep.
Was that ethical?
Yes.
I don't understand.
No, I don't think it was.
But you did it.
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because I was looking out for my friend.
Okay. So, just to be clear,
that's on me, Pat. That's on my decision.
You would look out for other people by talking about wages, but you would not look out for yourself by talking about wages. So why don't you go to work and tell everybody what they could be making in their position? You know, you've been there long enough.
I don't know what. I know what. Pat, I didn't even know that you could make that much. I just told you to ask for that. I had no idea. I have no idea what your position.
Tom, I'm a fucking superstar. Of course, I can make that much.
God, Jesus Christ! The fact that you just said that, I have to end the podcast. You are the furthest thing from a fucking superstar. It's amazing.
You're very upset.
Yes, I am. Because you just made me realize that I did some unethical shit, and I'm gonna have to quit my job now.
I don't think that you did anything unethical.
I should have told you to go and ask for fucking minimum wage, you piece of shit.
Well, I
did do something unethical.
I would have just gotten a big boost in my pay.
I did do something unethical, and I will never ever tell anybody what to ask for again.
Wait, hold on. So you're like, I'm gonna end the podcast because you're a piece of shit. But then you were like, because I did something unethical. Don't call me a piece of shit.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's where we're gonna end the show. We got a long one here. Pat and I actually took a break after recording and went outside, and 3 hours later, I'm ending it. He had to take off. He has plans tomorrow, so he had to go to sleep. Check us out on Instagram. New Instagram, number 9 with Tommy podcast. Shoot us an email. The number 9 podcast at gmail.com. You can go to our website, number9podcast.com. Send us in some feedback. We didn't have much this week. We'll have some on Thursday. Yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you on Thursday's episode.